Tonight begins the first day of the month of Kislev. And if you look on the back of the supplement sheet, this is a prayer for Rosh Chodesh, beginning of the month. You can keep playing. Dear God, God of our mothers and fathers, renew us this month and this year. Direct us toward goodness and blessing, toward the joyful, toward liberation and challenge, as well as toward patience and consolation, toward becoming ever more human beings. Let us become capable of supporting ourselves, our families and friends. Let us serve our community in dignity. Together, let's read, direct us toward life and peace, toward observing our blindness, toward struggling with our goals, toward forgiving ourselves and each other. You brought us near with an intention. You gave us the awareness of the cycles of the moon. May we use this gift as an opportunity to understand what you intend for us. Thank you for inviting us to share your holiness and this holy moment of the new moon. We begin tonight the month of Kislev, the month in which we celebrate Hanukkah, but not for another 24 days. Let us sing together L'chuna Ranana, which you'll find on the song sheet. L'chuna Ranana, Yalai la la la, La Adonai, Yalai Yalalai, Naria, Yalai Yalalai. Let's ish enu, yalai la la la. Let us sing unto God, the maker of all, sure and strong. Let all of creation from mountain to sea hear our song. Lechu neranena, yalai yalalai. La Adonai, Yalai, Yalalai, Naria, Yalai, Yalalai. Let's Rishenu, Yalai, Yalalai. For all of the wonders in all of God's light, we rejoice. So now let us listen with all of our hearts to hear God's voice. Lechu neranena, yalai yalalai, Adonai, yalai yalalai, Naria, yalai yalalai. Let's Yishenu, yalai yalalai, lalai yalalai, yalai yalalai. I'd like to invite up Gary to lead us in the lighting of the Shabbat candles. The prayer can be found on page 9. Yeah, of course. I think you might have to do it again. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר של Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Gary. We turn to page 4 for Lachadodi. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela la 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 lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Ishmianu Elamei echad, Adonai echad, U'shemo echad, V'shem u'tiferet v'liti la 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 lecha dodi, likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela, lecha dodi kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela, likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha. כי מקור הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה. So מעשה במחשבה תחילה לה 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 לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה גם בשמחה ובזולה תוך אמוני עם הסגולה בואי חלה לה 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 לך דוד לקראת קלה פני שבת נקבלה פני שבת נקבלה. This is a poem called God on Tiptoes. You don't have it. I have it. What if God arrived unannounced? No smoke, no thunder. A gentle appearance of radiance and love. What if God snuck in on tiptoes? No earthquake, no blast of the shofar. A luminous presence of wonder and glory. What if God's voice whispered in your ear so quietly that you had to hold your breath to hear a silent surrender of hope and faith? What if holiness packed the empty space with light as your lungs filled with the one divine breath together with every other living being? What if God's voice was as near as your willingness to listen quietly to the soul of the universe as a sense of calm and peace passes through you? And what if that moment is now? Baruch Hu. It's on our supplement. La 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 Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? La 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 Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed Le'olam Va'ed Elalai lai lai 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 La 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 la. Henry, what's the matter? Speaking of children, the love we have for them is beyond measure. Thank God. Because sometimes, as much as we love them, they don't act always so lovable. But nonetheless, we love them. The depth of our love, our tradition teaches, is like God's love for us. And so we sing about that on page 14. Ahavat Olam. Ahavat Olam. Beit Yisrael. Amacha. Ahavta. Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta, al ken Adonai Eloheinu, v'shofteinu uvkumeinu, nasiyah ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ובהם נגע יומם ולילה. Prayer is one of the parts of Jewish tradition that no one debates who wrote it. Torah, oral law, there are all sorts of questions. Did God reveal it? Did God write it? Did we write it in response to a divine call? But prayer is something that we human beings write or have written or resonate with that has lasted through the centuries. And one of the questions, of course, is, does prayer work? People ask that, right? If I pray the right way, will I get the right result? Well, I like to control the experiment. If I decide that my prayers are reliant upon whether God grants my wishes, that's really very much out of my control. I don't like being so out of control. But if we ask the question, does prayer work for me in this moment right now? Does it make me more clear-headed? Does it make me more focused? Does it affirm how I feel or want to feel? Well, those are questions that we have more control over the answer of. So on page 15, which is another prayer about love, we're going to read this responsively. But what I want to encourage us all to do is read the words like we really mean them. We are loved by an unending love. Together, embraced by arms that find us, hidden from ours. We are touched by fingers that soothe us, even when we are too proud for soothing. We are loved by an unending love. We are supported by hands that uplift us, even in the midst of a fall. We are loved by an unending love. We are loved by an unending love. Page 16, Shema. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. As I've mentioned before, this prayer book is a prayer book from my former congregation where Natalie and I and Abraham and Sammy and Soleil were last weekend in Birmingham. We had a really fun time. But I wanted to just call attention to this prayer book because it has several additional traditional pieces that are in traditional prayer books. And one of them, as you may notice, is on page 17. Well, page 17 is the first part of the Hafta. And then page 19. So there is, at some point, I'm going to teach the congregation the second paragraph of the Hafta so we can all chant that together. But the words for Ve'ahavta come directly from the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 6, and they are Shema and Ve'ahavta. The first paragraph, as you can see on page 17, through Uvisharecha. And then it goes on page 19, Vayomer Adonai. We normally skip to, and which we will do tonight, we'll skip to the fifth line from the bottom that begins with Lama'an Tizkaru. But I just wanted to remind you of the roadmap of this prayer book. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavecha v'chol nafshecha v'chol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha ve'shinantam levanecha dibarta b'ham בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. Next page, 19. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. At this time in our service, we invite your simchas, your good newses. Joan?
Well, as Rabbi mentioned, he was in Birmingham last weekend. He was a scholar of residence there. But also, his birthday yesterday. So I would love for all of us, your family, to say the Shabbat.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, sure. Thank you. Thank you very much. Andy. That's right. Natalie's birthday is actually next Friday. Are there any other birthdays? Not that my wife's isn't enough, but we have to. Yes.
My birthday was 2 days ago.
All right. So Allison and Natalie and our children. Well, Abraham's. Yeah, right. So we'll sing for Abraham and Sammy as well. All right, fine. So it's well, they're not here, so it's like it's. Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. I am definitely. They are definitely watching. I am sure about that. Yeah, thank you. Well, they know. I'll send them 10. I'll put $10 in their stocking if they watch. Just kidding. All right, ready? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Allison and Natalie and Abraham and Sammy. Happy birthday to you. Others? Simchas? Yes, Gene. Fantastic. Meaning they didn't get evicted. Okay. Oh, all right. Excellent. Okay. Yes, Debbie. You going up there? They're coming here. Fun. That's great. Great news. Yes, Allison.
Next week I get to go to Mexico to celebrate my birthday.
Fantastic. That's great. All right. Well, yes, Margie. Oh, yes, Leslie. Woo! Yay! Beautiful. That's wonderful. Congratulations. All right. I think that's it. Let's sing Micha Mocha. The words are on the supplement. Micha Mocha Baelim Adonai. Micha Mocha Nedar Ba'odeh. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi kamocha nehedar b'kodesh. Nora tehilot. Say fella, who is like you? Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? Moses and the children crossed the sea, sang to you with songs of joy. Who is like you, Adonai? Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi kamocha nehedar b'kodesh. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi kamocha nehedar b'kodesh. We're going to continue with Adonai Sifatai. Please rise and turn to page 24. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Sfatai Tiftach. Na 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 Ufiyaki. Ufiyaki tehilatecha. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Sfatai Tiftach. Na 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 Ufiyaki. Ufiyaki tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, וחיי מתים אתה רב להושיע. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי עתים ורחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך? מלך עיר ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, למען אתה לחיות מתים. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה המתים. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום ילוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. Please be seated. Another poem for you all. This one called God's Voice. What if God's voice was so near that your bones rattled as thunder echoes inside your chest? What if God's voice was so near you could feel the wind hit your face as your feet seemed to slip on shaking ground? What if awe and wonder surrounded you, so close that your knees buckled as a pillar of fire from heaven descends to earth? What if holiness, packed the empty space with light as your lungs fill with the one divine breath together with every other living being? What if God's voice is as near as your willingness to remember the moment we stood together at Sinai, amid the smoke and the lightning, hearing the great blast of the shofar? And what if that moment is now? At this time, we turn our thoughts and prayers towards those in need of healing and wholeness. We're going to sing the first part of Mishaberach on the supplement sheet, and then I'll invite you to mention names, and then we will conclude. Mishaberach Avoteinu Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah, Uyivarech, Virapeh, Et HaCholim, Misheberach, Avoteinu, Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah, Uyivarech, Virapeh, Et HaCholim. Elna, Refanala, Elna, Refanala, Elna, Refanala, Elna, Refanala. If you'd like to mention names of people whom you are thinking of in need of healing, I invite you to stand where you're seated. I'll invite you to mention their names, and then once you've done so, I invite you to be seated once again.
Brian Madden, Cindy Esquire, Van Lessig, Steph Torres Savage, and Kay Hero. My daughter Sloan. Juan Sheena. Stephen Beckman, Jerry Cohen, Howard Franklin, my dad, Howard Franklin. Neil Black, Wendy Johnson,
I'm sorry.
I have a long list. Rick Hackney, Mickey Blake, Archie Lemon, Dana Little, Audrey Mayer, Dan Stevenson, Jeannie Michaud, Eddie Ian Jacobson, Al Picking, Jules Rowe, James, Lori Woodman, Jane Shapiro, Nikki Frost, Grandma Lazarus.
Jerry Snyder, Brenda Rosen, and Priscilla.
Ewing Clements, Tanya Oshman,
Susan Hancock, Brad and Lori Duvall, Lee Skolnick, David Morris, Ben Gibson, Al Eisenberg, Ben David Cotter, Pauline Freshman, Carolyn David Axelrod, Sandy O'Hara, Zaza, Ray Shear, Elaine Godley, Barbie Winger, Andy Kupferberg, Deb Pratt, Cheryl Reback, Indiana Moore, Harry Sillick, Charles Levenbach, Jared Snyder, Becky
Allah, Elna Rifan Allah, Mi Sheberach Avotenu, Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah, Vivarech, Virape, Et HaCholim.
Shabbat Shalom. Okay, so just a little information. Next Friday, we will not be gathering together. We will not be online. So CSK is going dark. Sorry. Celebrate the holiday. Exactly. Many things we take for granted every day, right? We're going through the motions. We're all guilty of that, checking things off of our list to get done. But as we go into this next week, as we approach Thanksgiving, find time to be thankful. I know for myself, I'm thankful for this community. Thankful for all of y'all. Thank you. Thank you for the rabbi. Thank you for good health. Thank you for all the things that we have. So I really hope that within this week that you can take that time to see what you're thankful for, even if it's just thankful for just whatever that may be, just gathering together. So enjoy this next week of thankfulness that y'all can try to achieve, and know that we will be back December 5th at the Houston Holocaust Museum is where we will be. But in the meantime, please look out in the communications. We will be having our Hanukkah celebration sign up coming out next week. We will be here at the Merfish Teen Center on Sunday, December 14th from 4 to 7 p.m. Family, friends, young ones, old, new, however, bring everyone. It will be a great community event that we will have here for Hanukkah. So there's other things out in the newsletter. Just please feel free to browse at your leisure, sign up when you can, and we look forward to celebrating the end of the year with all of y'all shortly. Thank you.
I also want to call everybody to mind of a few things. December 6th is the next, for lack of a better name, Black Jewish Dialogue program that that Rabbi Gross and I, along with Reverend Harvey Clemens, are working on. If you didn't make it to the church a few weeks ago, that's fine. Please join us on December 6th at the Houston Holocaust Museum. And then the plan is to then go on the trip, Deep South trip, at the end of January. Information is available online. December 5th and 12th will be at the Houston Holocaust Museum for Shabbat. And then December 21st is a program that we've participated in a few times, and it's called the Muslim Jewish Christmas. So this is a program that was created by Rabbi Steve Gross and Sharik Ghani, I don't know, close to more than 15 years ago. And basically the two of them were sitting around saying, hey, we don't have anything to do on Christmas. We don't have to, anyway. It led to this program, but this is going to be a really important one to be involved in. The idea is to bring Jews and Muslims together to really try to get at the beating heart of what is creating so much fear and anxiety amidst Jewish and Muslim populations in our country, and trying to really talk about it, to be able to try to hear each other. And it's going to be a really excellent event. That's going to be on December 21st. Please try to join us. It'll be an important event. Unless it's on December 22nd. I'm pretty sure it's for 21st. Anyway, you'll see. Henry, I'm sorry. Henry, next time I'll do a song and dance. I know what I wanted to do. I also wanted to say, well, Scott just walked out with Henry, but On December 12th, we're going to be celebrating Shabbat, as I mentioned. We're also going to be celebrating Katie Aaron Krantz, who's going to be completing her conversion. And really excited about that. We're looking forward to that, Katie. So, and tomorrow from 2 to 3:30, I'm doing Tot Shabbat with PJ Library at Lambert Hall in the Heights. It'll be outdoors. It'll be a fun little art project, Shabbat songs. So if you have little ones or can borrow little ones, cheap. So I've always loved the book of Genesis. It's the book of the Torah that has the most stories about our dysfunctional ancestors. Tremendous amounts of sibling rivalry, tremendous amounts of parents making bad decisions, tremendous amounts of regret, resentment, recrimination, and all sorts of the re's in our lives. And there are times in our day when these stories hit closer to home than in others. So this week's Torah portion is called Parshat Toldot, which Toldot means generations. And it's called that because it just says that these are the generations of Isaac. Well, who are Isaac's children? They were Jacob and Esau, right? And Jacob and Esau, of course, were the twins. And they wrestle and they fight in Rebekah's womb. And they wrestle and they struggle throughout their lives. Esau is the one who's born first. Jacob is the one who is born after. And Esau is named Esav, which has to do with his ruddy appearance. Esau's known as the man of the hunt. He's a rough and tumble kid. He's just tough and abrasive. And he's the guy you want on the defensive line, right? If you're playing football. Jacob, on the other hand, was known as a homebody. Now, Jacob gets his name. His Hebrew name is Yaakov. And in that word Yaakov is the Hebrew root ekev, which means heel. So he's named basically heel or heel grabber, because as the tradition teaches, when Esau was being born, Esau came out of the womb, and then Jacob came out afterwards, holding on to the heel of his brother, as if to suggest that he was trying to pull his brother back so that he could be born first. So another way of interpreting this name is usurper, right? And as we know in the story, as soon as Jacob has an opportunity to steal his brother's birthright, he does so. Esau comes in from the hunt. He's not hunted. He's not caught anything. And he's starving. And Jacob's in the kitchen. And he's making a big pot of soup. And Jacob is standing there. And Esau walks in and he says, "Hey, give me some of that." I'm sure that's how it sounds like in my head. "Give me some of that." And Jacob says, in English, right? Exactly. And Jacob says, basically, what's it worth to you? I'll eat anything. I'm going to die. Jacob says, well, is it worth your birthright? He says, what's a birthright worth to me? I'm going to die. So, thus, the Torah says, Esau spurned his birthright. And he had some nice soup. And then, of course, What happens next? You'll probably remember. Isaac calls upon Esau and says, "It is time for me to give you the innermost blessing for the firstborn child." Rebekah hears this. And by the way, Rebekah had gotten the word from God. Nobody else knew that the older would serve the younger of her children. So she knew which one was supposed to get the blessing, at least is what she believed. So what does she do? While Esau goes out to hunt, to find the game, to prepare it for his father, in preparation to then receive the blessing, she tells Jacob to pretend because Isaac was blind at this point. Or was he blind? Lots of questions. She puts the hair of an animal on him because he was not as hairy as Esau. And she prepares the meat the way she knows Isaac likes it. And she sends Jacob in to pretend that he is Esau, and thus he steals now not only the birthright, but the blessing. And here's where our text goes from here. I'm going to read it aloud to you. It's on the back side of the supplement. After Isaac finished blessing him, and Jacob had scarcely left his father's presence, his brother Esau came in from hunting. He too had prepared some tasty food and brought it to his father. Then he said to him, "My father, sit up and eat some of my game so that you may give me your blessing." His father Isaac asked him, "Who are you?" "I am your son," he answered, "your firstborn Esau." Isaac trembled violently and said, "Who was it then that hunted game and brought it to me? I ate it just before you came, and I blessed him, and indeed he will be blessed." When Esau heard his father's words, he burst out with a loud and bitter cry and said to his father, "Bless me too. Bless me too, my father." But he said, "Your brother came deceitfully and took your blessing." Esau said, "Is he not rightly named Jacob, heel grasper? For he has supplanted me these 2 times. He took my birthright, and now he's taken my blessing." Then he asked, "Haven't you reserved any blessing for me?" Isaac answered Esau, "I have made him lord over you, and have made all his relatives his servants, and I have sustained him with corn and new wine. So what can I possibly do for you, my son?" Esau said to his father, "Do you have only one blessing, Daddy? Bless me too, Daddy." Then Esau wept aloud. You can't read this story without hearing it in the broader context of our world. That this striving, this conflict is thousands of years old. And it is so painful and confounding. And then some days, for me, undermining of my hope. The power for me, though, in this story is the fact that we tell it. The Hebrew Bible doesn't shy away from presenting the misbehaviors of our ancestors. It insists that we see literally the good, the bad, and the ugly. This moment, the way I've always envisioned it, is it's like the camera is in the scene and it's still rolling. And Jacob's left. And Esau comes in Now, any good editor who wants to tell the story as well as they can by lifting up the heroes of the story, of the Torah, right? Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, Leah. Well, this story is left in the text. We have to hear it. We have to understand it. We have to feel the loss. I know you laughed when I read it. Bless me too, Daddy. But that's how it feels. Like, Daddy, is there not enough blessing for two? Is there not enough love for me? I want to dive in to this kind of text and demand of my people righteousness and justice and courage. I want to hear how my tradition demands of us the most righteous of behavior. And I have to tell you, it is really hard. Because in the face of the rise of hate, you just have to look at New York City in the last 2 days. People standing outside of a synagogue running the program called Nefesh, which is a program that teaches people about how you make aliyah. Protesters standing outside, screaming, yelling, declaring that just the fact of talking about moving to Israel is a capital crime. In DC today, there was I call it like a guerrilla theater of individuals sitting at a table wearing different masks, one of Trump, one of Bibi Netanyahu, one of Biden. There was one more I forget. And they called the table the Israel Friendsgiving dinner. And they were pretending to drink cups of blood. And they were carving up the arms and legs of Gazan children. Now, I'm not saying that this is the action of Esau's children. But we are in a real heap of trouble. And it doesn't seem to be getting better. I shared the link about that story with Rabbi Gross and our friend Sharik, and both of them responded and said, boy, we got a lot of work to do. The most important aspect for me of the Torah's narratives about our ancestors is that it doesn't show them as perfect. As a reminder that just as they had work to do, so do we. Please seriously consider joining us for the Muslim-Jewish Christmas program. And the Black-Jewish Dialogue program. Because none of us are going to get anything done by sitting around at home complaining. Join us in this work of building bridges, which, by the way, is the new name of the Minaret Foundation, founded by Sharik. Bridges is the new name. So they've been going, the Minaret Foundation, which Sharik Ghani founded, and it's been called that. They've gone through a, year and a half long process, and they've decided to name it Bridges. So let us work hard to build better bridges. Shabbat Shalom. Would you all please rise? Turn to some page for Aleinu. Somebody can tell everybody. I can't remember which one it is. 38, maybe? No, that's Misha Berach. 40. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol lated gedula liotzer reshit shelo asanu kegoye aratzot velo samanu kimishpechot adama shelo sam chelkenu kahem וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. Please be seated. ונאמר היה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. At this time, we turn our thoughts and prayers towards those who are remembering people they've lost. If you would like to mention names of people whom you are remembering, please rise where you are seated. I'll invite you to mention their names, and then once you've mentioned their names, please remain standing.
Miles Warton.
Rabbi Roy Walters. Vivian Meany.
Richard Chisner, Judy Chisner. My younger brother Hal Bagels.
Zichronam livracha. May the righteous memories be a blessing. We all rise with you. Turn to page 44. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah. Be'alma divra chirute v'yamlich malchute. B'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael. Ba'gala uvizman kariv imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mavorach le'olam ulmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitroman v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudsha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiran be'elma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemai. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who makes peace in the high places make peace upon us, upon all Israel and all the world. And let us say, amen. And we're going to conclude, but I wanted to make one quick announcement as well. The Israel trip is still happening, God willing. So we are still recruiting. And so please, December 7th is the deadline. If you have any interest, of people who have interest, let us know. Yeah. Oh, say shalom bimrama. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Yaseh shalom shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho ve'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikra'ei kodesh Zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim Kivanu v'acharta Ve'otanu kidashta Mikol ha'amim V'shabbat kodshecha Ve'ahava uv'ratzon Hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat L'chaim. I keep on remembering announcements. One other thing. Officer Tommy Narcissus, our security guard for the last 14 years, 14, 13 years, 14, 12 and a half years, whatever it is. He is retiring completely. So on December 12th, we're going to be welcoming him here to recognize him and honor him and say thank you to him. So, well, not here. Holocaust Museum, right. We'll be at the Holocaust Museum in Houston. Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat shalom. And thank you to Andrew Leonard. Feel good. Feel good.
Thank you.
Hi, Henry.
Thank you, Jen. I got you. We got each other. Oh, yeah. No, well, should I give it to them?
Saturday morning. Religious.
12th is here. The 12th is here, everybody. The 12th is here. The 5th is at the Holocaust Museum. The 12th is here. when you take it off, sticks to each other, and then you can't do anything about it.